Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play The Raven, Legacy of a Master Thief. When we last left off, we, got smacked over the head by a pipe. And then, now that we're on the cruise, there's a shadowy figure on board the vessel that we are giving chase to. But first, let's look to Dr. Gebhardt.
Dr. Gebhardt insisted on coming along, but now he doesn't seem to be sure if that was a good idea.
Let's go talk to him about that.
Are you okay, Doctor?
Oh, of course. Why wouldn't I be? It's just that... Well, I would prefer to come with you.
You heard the inspector.
Why do I get the feeling he's hiding something? That's slightly suspicious. Slightly. We can't talk to Oliver. So let us instead just head out. The side
All right,
deck.
Doc. I'm off.
Oh no, I'm not going on a manhunt all by myself.
I think Gebhardt is in fact coming with us. To be fair, this person could be armed.
Are you okay? Maybe you had better take a rest, in case the blow was more severe.
I'm okay.
That's odd.
Zellner, up here!
Come on. I think it came from up there.
Let's go. Something appears to be happening. Maybe we found someone.
Sure, you just wanted to get a breath of fresh air.
We did. Who is this?
Zellner, look who we have here.
Well, if that's not our shadow.
And our stowaway.
Indeed.
Spent any time hiding in a trunk recently?
Me do nothing.
He claims to be part of the crew. Just wanted to get some fresh air.
Of course.
The Baroness won't open the door, sir.
Oh dear.
Understood. Take him to the detention cell, Robert.
Well, we found someone. Could this be the Raven's heir? Maybe. Who knows? We'll find out soon enough.
You were right. There was a stowaway.
Yes, but he can't be the Raven. He's too young.
Right, but that doesn't mean that the Raven isn't lurking here as well.
True. Whoa!
What was that?
A shot!
It
Another
came
shot.
from one of the cabins.
Someone's got a gun. Well, we know one person has a gun on board.
Oh no! Baroness von Trebitz? Baroness! Open the door!
Step aside, please.
We have a murder on our hands, gentlemen. Hurry, Zellner. The murderer still has to be nearby. There's practically no one on deck. Anyone who's outside is a suspect. This time, we'll get him. Zellner, are you okay?
Yes. Come on. We have to.
Zellner? Zellner! Murder!
Oh dear. And then Zellner was dead. I'm kidding. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. But something bad's happened.
Ah, you awake? Sleep well, did you?
Hello, Constable. Yes, thanks. I didn't sleep voluntarily.
I didn't fall asleep voluntarily.
It doesn't matter. We got along just fine without you.
Hmm? Any suspects?
Have you arrested anyone yet?
You mean besides the Arab?
He could hardly have committed the murder. You must have been with him when it happened.
We heard the shot on the forecastle. I locked our friend in the detention cell in the cargo hold, and then went up to assist Legrand. You were already sleeping the sleep of the just.
Any other suspects?
Any other suspects?
No. Seconds after the alarm went off, the decks were swarming with frightened passengers.
Yes. A clever way to stay incognito during the commotion.
But we still have our primary suspect, the Raven.
You really think he's returned?
Well, I think that no one knows as much about the Raven as Legrand.
But still, it all seems so incredible.
What could have knocked him out like that, though, Constable?
I didn't pass out last night because of the blow to my head, did I?
Seems unlikely. Inspector Legrand thinks you were drugged.
But how? The champagne.
Who gave you the glass of champagne?
Captain De Conti.
Interesting.
Yeah, but it wasn't exactly given directly to us, though, was it, Oliver? It was actually handed to us by the doctor and then given to us.
It should be possible to find traces of the tranquilizer in the glass.
That is exactly what Legrand is trying to do.
Without a laboratory?
Oh, he's got a lab. His cabin is packed with all the latest forensic stuff.
Really?
It's quite impressive what the inspector can do.
A competent man, no doubt, and surprisingly well prepared.
And diligent. He's been at it all night with his brushes and tinctures and glasses and everything, working like a man possessed. I wouldn't want to be the Raven now.
All night? He's probably tired.
What's the state of play? How was the Baroness killed?
The Baroness was shot in the chest at close range. We'll know more once the doc finishes examining the body in the medical centre.
And no one saw anything suspicious?
No one saw a shadowy raven leaving the Baroness's cabin, if that's what you mean. A lot of people heard the gunshot. Inspector Legrand wants to question the passengers again this morning, once they've all calmed down, and he's had a chance to examine the evidence.
Any evidence of the crime scene, though, Oliver?
I suppose that you and Legrand inspected the crime scene and the surroundings.
Of course. And we already hit the jackpot. The murder weapon.
Really? Where did you find it?
On the gangway. The gangway for boarding the ship folds up and hooks onto the hull when it's not being used. The murderer probably wanted to throw the gun into the sea. He casually dropped it overboard.
But it landed on the gangway.
Bad luck.
But Legrand and I were on the side deck right after the shot. There was no one there.
Maybe the murderer threw the gun away later. We recovered it in the early hours.
I think I'll look for Inspector Legrand now.
Do what you think's best.
You won't get rid of me. I'm here to stay, Constable Oliver.
Be that as it may, Inspector Legrand ordered me to guard the cargo hold with our special guest. That's fine by me. Inspector Legrand may be able to get by without sleep for days on end, but not me.
I wonder how he's managing to do
It's
that.
not easy playing with the big boys, Constable Zellner.
No, it certainly isn't.
It's not easy at all, staying up all night. How's he managed to do that? Especially when he was going all day as well. Let's see if I can find Legrand. Oh, there's his cabin. That's handy. There are a few things in here we can look at, though. Like this.
A model of the Lydia before it was rebuilt. It used to be a freighter. The wide hallways, the cabins, and the saloon were added later.
What else do we have? Ooh, a pinboard.
An evacuation plan? And some tips from the doctor for avoiding seasickness, sunburn, and the like. And here, a schedule of activities. A drink with the captain, a shuffleboard competition on the forecastle. That's about it. A real barrel of fun.
What about the alarm? One of these was, in fact, activated.
An alarm like this one was set off yesterday. This one hasn't been set off. The security seal is intact.
Let's examine the hallway.
I'm not paying for this trip, and that's a fair price for my cabin. It's rather plain, shall we say.
Oh. That's not good.
That is Legrand's cabin.
Let's go in, see if he'll let us in.
Come in.
Ah. Hello, Legrand. How's it going? Hello.
Ah, Zellner. Are you ready?
Good morning, Inspector Legrand.
Hello.
My head is pounding, but I think I'm okay.
Chloral hydrate.
Hmm?
That's why you have a headache.
Oh?
I found traces of it in your champagne glass.
Let's talk about that first.
And this chloral hydrate?
Is a tranquilizer.
Oh.
Can be dissolved in alcohol. The effect begins in minutes and lasts for hours. Who gave you the glass of champagne?
Oh, we are sure, actually.
I believe it was Captain de Conti.
If believing were enough for us, we'd have become priests, Constable. Be a policeman and find out for sure.
Understood.
Wasn't very impressed with that answer, but he did hand it to us. But again, it wasn't directly handed to us, was it?
What have you found out so far?
The Baroness was shot in the chest at close range. We heard the shot. The murderer quickly fled the cabin and dropped the murder weapon over the railing later. A simple story so far.
But why was her cabin door locked?
Exactly. If the murderer wanted to make it seem like a suicide, he'd have shot her in the head and left the gun at the crime scene.
And if it was murder, why did he go to all the trouble of locking the door from inside? And how did he manage that anyway?
Especially since we arrived just a few seconds later and didn't see anyone near the cabin.
Something doesn't make sense here.
No, it doesn't, and it's driving me crazy.
The murder weapon.
Did you find the murder weapon?
On the gangway on the side of the ship. I suspect the murderer tried to drop it into the sea. He would have stood close to the railing to let it fall unseen.
And since he doesn't know the ship, he had bad luck and dropped it right onto the gangway.
Indeed. And do you find that probable?
Not a bit.
Neither do I.
Yeah, he and I agree on that at least.
What kind of a gun is it?
A pistol, a Luger '08.
Antique.
Manufactured 1,000,000 times during and after the First World War. Austrian model. The owner is David Kreutzer, the violinist. We found him tonight totally drunk on the bow of the ship. He confirmed that it's his gun, but he claims that it was stolen from him.
Fingerprints?
Nothing. But it's worth mentioning that the clip was missing 2 bullets.
And it's definitely the murder weapon.
The ballistic tests are incomplete. Actually, I've been waiting far too long for the bullet recovered from the corpse.
Oh?
Pay the good doctor a visit, Zellner, and see that he does his job.
Fair enough. Let's talk about the violinist.
Do you believe the violinist?
He'll be the first person I question. He claims he can't remember anything from the last few hours. Says he drank a bottle of schnapps.
He was on the train and he doesn't have an alibi. His drunkenness could be a smokescreen.
He fits the profile. He travels a lot, has access to high society. Could be interesting.
Jewel thief the murderer? That is a good question.
You think that the jewel thief is the murderer?
Our friend would have needed another key to open the safe and steal the second eye. The one the Baroness was carrying.
True.
At least, that's what we implied.
What do you mean?
The Baroness was famous for her forgetfulness.
Oh.
I convinced her to give me the third key. It seemed safer for the eye.
The thief searches the Baroness's cabin looking for the third key.
She returns from the saloon earlier than expected.
Surprises him And he can't allow her to identify him.
He imprisons her until the coast is clear, and then shoots her.
And thus, the thief becomes a murderer.
But still doesn't have all the keys.
Something's not right about this.
Do you really think that the Raven is behind all this?
He wrote the letter that was on the safe in the train. Without the letter, we wouldn't have opened the safe and the bomb wouldn't have exploded.
True.
But it doesn't seem like him, does it? The Raven was famous in part because he never hurt anyone, much less killed anyone, during a burglary.
It's his handwriting, and he called me Nico. No one else does that. I chased that man across Europe for years. It is him. It has to be him.
But the evidence...
Enough.
Why do I get the feeling that the inspector is being a little too determined in believing that it is the Raven?
Are you sure that there's no bomb inside this time?
Professor Lucien locked it in front of an audience, and it will be opened for the first time in Cairo.
Let's hope so.
It would take hours to crack it, and you'd need heavy machinery.
Or the keys.
Or the 3 keys, that's right.
I'll be on my way. I want to find out who gave me the drugged champagne.
Good idea. And get the bullet from Dr. Gebhardt.
Of course.
Will do.
Inspector Legrand?
Oh.
Are you okay? Maybe you should take a break.
I can sleep once I've caught the Raven. Goodbye, Constable.
Be seeing you.
Yeah. Something wrong there.
Legrand is risking not just his career, but his health as well on his hunt for the Raven. He's working like a demon. Maybe that's why he caught the Raven and no one else.
Maybe. Let us go upstairs, shall we? There are people we need to talk to before we talk to the doctor. A lot of people. Is there anybody in the saloon? Good question. Let's have a look, shall we? Let's have a look. No. Not really, apparently. There's the captain. Ah, there's also, Lady Westmacott as well. Hello, Captain.
Captain DeConti is sitting at the bar again. He gave me the glass of champagne last night.
And there's, Lady Westmacott
Lady
as well.
Westmacott seems to be an early bird. But maybe that's just because of all the excitement. I saw a twinkle in her eye on the train. She's eager to be part of a real detective story.
Indeed, she was there when, you were in the bar and, knocked over the head. So, when we come back, folks, we'll start our investigations proper. And with these investigations, maybe Zellner can finally eat some delicious food. Who knows? Who knows? I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later. Also, I just noticed that when I clicked there, he, got caught in an animation. Oh, he's no longer caught... There we go, he's now caught in an animation. Constantly moving his feet slightly. Dance, Constable Zellner, dance! I'll catch you then, folks. Later.